So well, my friends, here we go again. Today a little history about the streetball courts in Innsbruck back in the days, in the early 90s, 1990 until the 95. Because you don't find pictures, you don't find videos, you have no information, and everything get lost. For new people, they will never know what was back then. So this is why I will make this video, and we start with our first court. Let's do it.
The scene is getting crowded, I'ma ride my own wave. I don't need your approval, I'ma go my own way. My daddy told me to be first, you finish last place. The world show me one way, I'ma go my own. Ride my own, ay 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 ay. Ride my own, ay 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 ay. Ride my own, ay 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 ay. Ride my own, ay 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 ay. Hey, Kelly Slater with the way that I ride to be with.
So here we are. First court in the line is, you will maybe know it, two names, the St. Nicolo Court, or the better name is the Metropolis Court. This court existed back in the days, I'm very sure, but again this video is not 100% where I can confirm. I try my best. I was very little, you know, I'm a streetballer since 1991, yeah. But I was very small, but I can remember that this place has to be here, yeah, back then. So I can maybe be wrong, but I don't think so. So next place in the line, next court, we are at the newest, you know. This is the small court, you will remember it. And this is the absolute newest what we have. And here was a very old court, a very big one. But I cannot tell you exactly if this court was around 1990 and 1995. But I know it was after 95. And so this has to be in the line also in the early 90s. But I was there around 97, 8, around this time. And so I believe, but I'm not 100% sure, but I'm 95% sure. And that looked completely different here, you know. There was not this place, this was the whole area, was all basketball field. I will show you pictures in there, you will see that. Complete the other place. But have a watch at this, then you can remember it. This yellow house you have to know now. You see that? This house? Because on the pictures then you know what I mean. Yeah. And here is the church after there. You see that a little bit? And so this place was all basketball field. Yeah. Very nice. So we go on to the next place. So, well, my friends, next court in the line, it is the street court. You may think what I'm doing here. Have a watch at this. Where is the basketball court? But I told you, when you know my videos, I learned it in the streets as a child. And here we are. Here was the basketball ring, yeah? There was no board, nothing. We are in the middle on the street. there were cars driving all the time. Now we have weekend, there is nothing going on, but under the week there are cars, and here it has to be. There in the stone wall there was a ring. Watch at this stone wall, yeah, how sharp this is, you see that? And this was our board, and there was a rusty ring in there, up in that height, and there we played, yeah. We made 3 shots for where the car is here now, and that was always the problem. Is a car staying here, then you couldn't play. When the cars were parking here or here or here, the ball was going to the car and people were shouting, don't play, go away, and this, and to the window and all that stuff, you know. But here I learned it, yeah. 3 decades ago, over 3 decades, was really nice. So this is a legendary court what we had in the early 90s, yeah. But which person did the ring on there, I don't know, you know. One time it was there, I was always the youngest here, and then one day the ring was away. But I know why, because the ball was flying to the cars, it was crashing the cars, and I was there with the Franklin ball, the Franklin David Robinson rubber ball. This was my first basketball what I got, you know. So you know, I'm a street baller since 1991, and this was the legendary court here. So we can remember this place, because I think no one else would imagine that here was a basketball court. When you are younger, you will not know that. So this is important to keep that up. When you are here, you know it. There were basketball players back in the days, yeah. So very, very nice. Up to the next court. So next court in the line, you will know it, the Grand Garden Arena. This place was also there, but I don't know if it was exactly that place, but I am 95% sure. You see the place, the Grand Garden Arena. Why Grand Garden? Because everyone can watching you, you know. When you play here, you always have watchers the whole round, yeah, from here. So Grand Garden Arena. I was here around 1993, 1994, because a friend of mine lived in this area, and when you were a child I was sometimes here, and we drove in here with a bicycle. I can remember that we drove in here, but the problem is after then I was not here anymore, yeah, but in the 90s. But the thing is, they built everything complete new around. So the place has to be the same, yeah, but they built this house completely new, this house completely new, those houses all new. Back then there was all field, grass and field, there was nothing. So this looks completely other, you know, these houses were not here, there was all field. Only this I can remember, because there lived a friend of mine where we played tennis together. So it looks completely other, but this place is still the same what I imagine. Yeah, this was here, but all around was nothing, only field. So yeah, but this is a very, very old court. I'm to 95% sure that I was in here 1993, 1994, at that period of time. So with the nice NCAA replica ball, the old ball, the tunnel ball, yeah. So yeah, very, very old place, you know, one of the highest rings what we have, and big place. And you see now those places from the early 90s looked all very similar. Big space, yeah, and always the orange field, and very, very big, yeah, and one ring often, yeah. So they built there, you can see that these are the old ones, because they look all the same. The new ones what they built are completely different. they don't build such a big space and they look order, yeah. So this is the place, so we go to the next one. So next place in the line, the nice airport court. This is a very, very old place. You know it, the nice airport court. Now it gets a little bit dark because the sun goes down. So this is also a place where I was here in the early 90s. Around 92, around that period I was here. But you know, they built it now completely new. Yeah, I showed the video a few videos ago. They made the calisthenics park new. Now we have the docks, you see. They built the table tennis new. And this football field was here, I told you. Before it was larger. And the beach volleyball court and behind the skate park. But in the early 90s, there was only this basketball court here. Number 1, and there is court number 2. Yeah, and there was the way to go, to walk, yeah, to run, to skate, but there was nothing else what I remember, only this place, and this has to be exactly in there. I cannot guarantee it if they build it in the late 90s, early 90s other, because I was always on the other side, because I live in the complete other direction of the city, and this is outside, you know. Here we have the airport, and there is goes the city ends here, so this is why I call it the airport court. But when we played here, you know, this court they built now new, they made the floor new, new ring and new board, and the net is completely new, yeah. And before there was this very old rubber place, and you have seen there were before in my I made a lot of videos from here. There were holes in, it was so thin that you came to the asphalt, yeah. And if this was the same floor, then in the early 90s I cannot guarantee, but I know definitely that this place was here because I was here in the early 90s, yeah. I have to be so wrong if this is not true, but I believe it to 99%, you know. It's always a thing when you were a child, you remember it a little bit other, but I know I was here, so I can almost guarantee it. These 2 basketball courts were here, yeah. So this is one of my favorite courts, one of the best what we have, and now they build it new. You know, I told you in the last video, but there was snow in when we made this long video. Now I can walk, and if you don't have seen it, they built also a other court, the rubber new, only the rubber, and there it was not straight. And here we couldn't try it out because there was snow in. But I had a little bit of feeling, and now I can check it up. And I tell you, this is absolutely not straight. This is like a waveform. I don't know what they did here, but this is really bad, because when you dribble, you have really a problem. And there on every single what you go, you have this problem. So the other side was better last time when we were here. We will check this also right now. So, and there was no door, there was the net, but very old place. So let's walk here. Yeah, you feel it also. You feel that when you go. So this is not very well made. They built 2 months, but yeah, better it is still here, because you know in other areas they do the basketball courts away, and here we still have it, but we have to deal with it. That's always the point. You have the old one in your mind, and then you think, oh, now it is other. We will see. I love this place still. Very beautiful. So much things what we can do here. So from this court, early 90s, one of the only few courts what we had back then. We go to the next court. Let's do it. So next court in the line, it is Ghosttown. Yeah, Ghosttown back in the days was also here, but not this place. You have a watch, you know the court Ghosttown. So yeah, this is Ghosttown Court. You know why? If you didn't have seen my videos, because there you can have anything. That's why Ghosttown. You can find needles, whatever stuff, yeah, from drug addicts. So you never know here. But this court, this is the new one, yeah. When you watch, they have built this a few years ago. I don't know if it is 5 years or 10 years or 12 years, I cannot tell you. But this is the new one, and back in the days there was the other one. But I can tell you, we had in the 90s 10 courts, you know. Now we have 22 with no-go east and no-go west. We have 24 courts, yeah, but 22 were here. And back in the days we had 10 courts, what I know, and I'm for 98% sure what I'm telling you right now. And back then there was the other court, but there I'm not 100% sure when this court was here. I know it was in the late 90s here, but if this court was in the early 90s, because there I was maybe here, but I cannot remember. But I think it was because the court looked like the other courts from back in the days. It was also, I show you. Here we have this court now, there is a street, there are the houses, and this is a park here, yeah. This is the end of the park, and here is a little park to a main street. And here there is now a dock area, and here were the basketball court. It was a very, very big one beside the street, beside the trees. And it was also an orange one and a very big one. I think there was only one basket ring, as many others what you will see or have seen now. Yeah, very big, orange, much space, and one basketball ring. That was the courts, how they looked back in the 90s, in the early 90s. So yeah, from Ghosttown we go to the next court. Yeah, and one thing what I have forgotten, there are no pictures from this old place, you know. There you don't find anything. You can search, there is nothing. If you don't know someone who has pictures from back then, this court is forgotten, you know. Younger players with 20 years, 15 years, maybe 22, 24 years, they will never know that here was a real streetball court. And this is why I will make this, that the history from this town, from the courts, what I know from back then, that this lives on, you know. Otherwise it is forgotten forever. So important, but no pictures. I have not found anything. I've searched really a lot for this now. I have all what you will see now, I have researched, yeah, in this video. So yeah, now we go on. So next court in the line, and this is a special one because there I am very sure that I know it, and on the other side I'm not sure. But I tell you, we are at the Tivoli Court. I will show you the new court what we have, then you will know where we are when you have seen my videos. Here we are, the blue one, the Tivoli Court. Now you will know it when we are in. We have played a lot of times here with the view to the mountains. You know the place where I told you there is always the big traffic with the cars, where the air can be so brutal. This is the Tivoli Court, but an absolutely nice one with the nice view there, and here the panorama to the mountains. So this is the old Tivoli Court, but on the other side we have the American Court. This is important because then you know it. When you watch there, in there, this is the swimming area. It is called the Tivoli swimming area. Yeah, we were in there, the American Court. I see it from here, but you will maybe not see it that good because with the wide angle it is far away. But what I can tell you, we go now there, and in the swimming area there was in the early 90s, what I remember, a basketball court. And this is one of the first where I have played, what I can remember, but I cannot confirm it. I know no one who knows that, and that is the point. It gets all forgotten. There exists no pictures. I have searched on many platforms. I have not found one picture. And even people who were in there and played football beside, they don't remember if there was a basketball ring. I have asked a lot of people, but no one can confirm it. They all say, yeah, I think so, but I'm not sure. But I believe. Now we go there, then you will see it. So here we go in, and you will now remember the American Court, the swimming area where you can swim. We made a lot of videos in there. So here we are, yeah, and maybe you will see it now a little bit, that there is the American Court, yeah. Maybe I will zoom in a little bit. You see, exactly there is the American Court, yeah. So this is the new place. So now we have it, because they built the swimming area order. It is the same, yeah, back there it is the same all, but here they made it completely new, yeah, and they shortened it down. In the early 90s the swimming area was much bigger. We had much more space, and on the space where they now built the new houses, there is the basketball court right now, yeah. So we will go there, I show you. This place here, this basketball court was not here, this house was not here. All what you see here was not here. There was an old football stadium, and there was other for Leichtathletik, for athletic stadium, yeah, where you could run the 800 meters and a football field. That was all here. And here the main street was, yeah, our arena, the biggest, that was here. But this was not here. This court, this football field, this street, this house, and the last one, the not straight one, the hotel, this was not here, and this was the swimming area. Now it ends here, but back then it was here, and this is important because here was the sport place from the Tivoli arena, yeah. And here was the football field, and there was a beach volleyball court, yeah. Now we cannot see in, but you will see it on the big camera, on the taller camera. So you here see the house here, the big one in front, and there was a football field. I can show you that. There was a football field, and there was a beach volleyball field. That I know because I played in there so often with 5-6 years. I was in there 1991, 1990, 1992, 93, 94. I was always in there, 95, and I played football, yeah. But I can remember as a little child, you may see a little bit. Wait, we go out. I cannot go out now, so doesn't matter. But wait, I have a cut. So wait, it is so cold that it didn't get out. Now we can go a little bit higher, then you will see what I mean. Perhaps you see it a little bit better now, yeah. And here you see the grass, yeah. And here was the field, and I remember there was a beach volleyball court, but not own beach volleyball. It was grass, and beside the grass was the sand. There was not one unit, yeah, one court, and one court it was one one floor, green grass, and completely beside was the sand from the beach volleyball. That I remember. But I know between that was a basketball court. But I cannot guarantee it. But I remember it when I was 5-6 years old. I was with my grandmother here, and there I make my shots always in summer when it had open. But there exists nothing, and no one will know that. Only people who were in there. And you know, I have told you, I know people who were in there and they can't remember. And that is so important to keep that alive, that there was a basketball court in the early 90s. And I'm very, very sure. But there exists nothing. So, yeah, you can see it. Therein it was. So, yeah, the Tivoli Court doesn't exist anymore. Now we have this new one. Yeah, so we go on to the next court. So next court in the line, it is the Gangster Court. The Gangster Court is also an original court. I'm very, very sure for that. I cannot say it 100%, but I also know I was here. Yeah, but I didn't play in there, but I was here. We are still with the NCAA. You know the place, the Gangster Court. Normally, when I'm here, I always have my towel around me. You know the Gangster Court, you know it from my videos here. Why? Because there we have a gravel ground. There is a stone court, gravel ground. And when you play here, the air, the dust all come to your nose in summer. Now it is winter, it is cold and fresh, but in summer that you don't want. So Gangster Court, yeah. I am pretty sure that this court was in the early 90s here, but I guarantee I cannot. But I lived here, you know, this was my area. And as a little boy, you didn't want to enter here. When there were older people in, I tell you, you got kicked out. In this area, it was extreme. You better say nothing to the older people. Otherwise, you really had a problem. Really, you got kicked out. You know, you cannot enter here, I play now. That was not the case, you know. There you had fear. When there were bigger people in there as a child, you never would enter here alone. No chance. You know, that's why it's called the Gangster Court. You know, this old board, a wooden old board. You see how roughed up this is? And so, I was living here, but you didn't walk alone much here. Yeah, and that was a tough time. I was a little bit skating, a little in my street where I was, but here I walked, so I have to be completely wrong if this place would not be here, you know. But I always have to tell the truth. I'm 99% sure, but guarantee I would not bet on it money. But for 99% I say this was here because I remember it, you know, as a child. There it looked a little bit older, you know. On that side they built everything new, all houses, this one, this one, this one, that area, that was all field. There was nothing back in the days. Yeah, these houses, I can also not tell if they, yeah, these were here, I think. They only they made the colors new, you know. These were fixed here, I know that. That is the biggest house what we have. That looked older back in the days. They made all new, you know. But yeah, so also what I know, one of the 10 courts what we had, you know, 10 courts we had back in the days. Now we have 22. I love the Gangster Court because here I grown up, you know that. And so now we go on to our other place, and now we have some special places because these places now doesn't exist anymore. One exists, but you cannot play anymore. And it is the biggest one what we have here. From all time, that was the biggest one. And the other one was my lovely court. It's also in that area, and there I was not in the Gangster Court, I was in the normal court, and I was in my street. And this court does not exist anymore. That would be still my absolute favorite court, but you will see it, you know. Let's do it. So next place where we are, this is a place where I was in, that I can guarantee for 100%, in the early 90s, 91, 92, 93, around that, 1990. It is the biggest one, yeah, but there is no basketball ring anymore. You will know it because we made also videos here, but not with the basketball. This is the same area as the Gangster Court, you know, and I told you in the street court, yeah, the street court, this is a other area. There I lived always, and this is a other area now. The Gangster Court and the court now is a other area. But there I lived also on, you know, when I was 5-6 years around. So I was here, and that I can guarantee you. Now we will enter it, have a watch at this nice thing, really beautiful, and now you will know it. The biggest one what we have. Let's go into it. You will know it when you have seen my videos, then you will know this beautiful place. Why the biggest one? Because this is the biggest place from all what we have. Until today there is no bigger court than this. This is absolutely massive, you know, and I can show you. We have this floor again, as always what I told you, you know, the orange field and the big space and 1 or 2 basketball rings. That was, these were the courts from the early 90s. They looked all in that way, and so you can say, yeah, this was really a court from then because they looked the same. Now have a watch at this. Here we have the river, there is nothing anymore. And here this nice big place. And when you have seen my videos, you know, we play here inline hockey. This is the only place in town where we can play inline hockey, you know. It is not perfect because this is a rough rubber, but it is a straight rubber, you know. That I can tell you. They build it better than now. The new courts what they build now, they are not straight. I told you this at the airport court. This court is 3 decades old. Over 3 decades, and it is more straight than the new ones, you know. They build it better. And so here I was in, I know that for 100%, for 1000% that I was in here, that I can guarantee you. And so where were the baskets? The interesting part is the station is still here, but there is no board and no ring anymore. Have a watch at this. Here you see it, I've shown it once in my videos. Here we have it, but no board, no ring, yeah. And here you see the river that I have not shown you. Wait, I have to go out so you see it. So very quiet, very nice thing. You mean there are so many people, oh, there has to be noise and all that stuff. But there you hear nothing. It is such a quiet place, you know. So, and we have a second basketball board and ring. It is on that side, but there is also, the station is still here, but there are no boards anymore. And I don't know why. A few years ago they were still, what I can remember, but now there is nothing anymore. So also, you see, nothing. What I see the problem is that the net is not high, so the ball can always fall through the net. And the thing is, there is a door, but it is always locked, you know. You see that? Wait, it's always locked. So you have to go the whole round. And the same here, when it falls here, the sun is blending into my eyes. When it goes over there, then it goes into the river most of the time, yeah. But very, very cool place. And back then there were goals to play football. I played in here football. That I can say for absolutely sure. That was one of my lovely places. But my absolute favorite basketball court in the whole town, that doesn't exist anymore. And it is only 200-300 meters away from here. It is the same area still. Gangster Court, the biggest one, and the court which doesn't exist anymore. My absolute favorite court. These three are here, and this is the street where I lived. And here were goals. You see that? Here you have a line, and there were goals back then. There you could play really, really nice. So such a big place, and you see all green now. Yeah, this is all the, when it's wet, when there comes no sun here most of the time, then it gets slippery and wet. Even in summer there are the endings of the court, there is also slippery, you know. Yeah, but it is more straight again. You feel that that is a great court to dribble. Yeah, and not these new courts what they have done, which is wobbling, wavy. Yeah, but here you see the middle line for football. You're still there. You see the round. So yeah, absolutely a favorite place. I will write to the city why they don't have any baskets anymore. And I say they should make here. I write them a letter, an email, better said, and we will watch what will happen. Perhaps I can produce it, I can manage it, that we get another court here. But I'm not positive in that way, because there has to be a reason that there is nothing in. Normally when this happens, they put it away and build a house here, whatever, but it's still here. And they say you can play here from 8 o'clock to, I don't know, 10 o'clock or 8 o'clock in the at night. But what will you do here? There is no one in here, no one. Only I am when I play my inline hockey. Or people drive with the bicycle to be faster, they drive in and this route, yeah, and not on the outside. Or people with dogs who can enter it, but that it is, you know. And so, yeah, but I think, I told also this once, I believe that they don't have the rights anymore, because we have now the strange court, you know, from my videos, the strange court, a new court is built in that area, and then they say this area has a basketball court and the others get no, how it's called, permission, the rights. And so I think they say, yeah, there we don't have the rights anymore. When something will happen, who is the person who has to pay and all that stuff, what I think, or from the noise that they say it is too noisy for the people, it's not allowed. We have one on the outside now of the area. These I think are the reason, but I will find it out. I will write them, and maybe they make it, and then I would be happy, because then we play a lot of times here. The child plays, you know. And so now we go on to the lost court, what we don't have anymore. The best court to me what we had, my lovely court. Let's do it. But I have forgotten something. The thing is, when you dribble here, this is very loud, you know. The new courts what they built, they have an absorption in. You feel that when you go there, they are much more soft. And that is also about what I believe, and that is the reason why they are often wobbling. When they don't make it correct, you know, then it's not straight. And the old courts, these are very thin courts. What I know, there is the asphalt is not that far away most of the times, and that you hear, but it is more straight. It feels more like an asphalt place, you know. But nice one. So let's get it on. So my friends, now we enter the lovely court which doesn't exist anymore. My absolute favorite court in the whole town. So sad that this court doesn't exist anymore. It is in my area, you know, the Gangster Court, the biggest one, and now this one. And this one was completely on that side where I lived. The street next, on that height, I lived there. And here they built something completely new. I show you that. The whole route, and to the other route there is to bicycle, and left is the river. And they built everything new here. That was also field here, but this is now an old people house there that doesn't exist. And so this place they built also new. But now they built in a beach volleyball court. I was in there, you know it perhaps from my videos. So have a watch. This is the place, and here was the basketball court, you know. I cannot tell you exactly if it was exactly on that spot. If it was a little bit before or afterwards, that I cannot tell you anymore. But I know, because I was in there, that I can guarantee you for 1000%. It's only if it was on that space or a little bit there or on that side, yeah. But now we have a beach volleyball court here. You know it, I'm not pleased with this place. It looks very nice and beautiful, but the thing is, you always have to watch twice. And we have here trees, yeah, trees. And in summer you see that there always falls down the things. And when you have that stuff in here, yeah, do you want to go barefoot in there? And that is the point, you know. I would not go in there barefoot, because you never know if there is glass in from the people at night who make party, from the trees. You know, there's all trees here. Now they have no, you know what I mean, we have winter, but in summer, that is the point. Yeah, but here was the court, and it was also an orange one, but not a big space. It was smaller, and I can remember there were 2 baskets. It was almost the same like the airport court, you know. Same size, orange floor, 2 rings, a net. So that was the absolute best. If this place would still be here, I guarantee you I would most of the times be here. Because watch at that outside, you know. You're in the middle of the biggest houses here, yeah, from the city. You know, there's some of the biggest. And with that view, but it is so quiet here. Here we have the river, and this is really a relaxing part, because you don't hear cars, you don't hear anything from the noise. So that was very beautiful. But again, there are no pictures. You find absolutely nothing. It is like it never existed. And this is why I make the video, you know. When someone has a picture of that court, please write me, send it to me. If you don't know someone who played there and made pictures, you know, back in the time there were no smartphone, no action cams, there was nothing. You only had a real camera to make photos, and you didn't make this normally, yeah. Perhaps there exist pictures, but you find on the internet absolutely nothing. That it is, yeah. So very, very sad. I show you again the spot, you know, you go on there, you see it better. Very nice. So, the lovely court. And now we go to the last one, but this is in another area, but there I can also guarantee you. Let's do it. So, well, now we are on the last court which existed in the early 90s. The 10th court, still with the Wilson NCAA. And again we have the noise here. Here always is noise. Always when we play here something is. Perhaps you know it. We are on the Lost Ring Court. The Lost Ring Court is the last one which existed back in the days. Why Lost Ring Court? Because last year they put away the ring and the board and there was nothing anymore for months. And then we got a new one, you know it? I've shown you all that. So this is the Lost Ring Court. And what do you see? It looks the same like the other courts back in the 90s. A big space, the orange floor, yeah, very, very big, and only one ring. That it was, you know, and I was in there also in the early 90s, 91, 1990, around that I think. But also there I cannot guarantee for 100%, but I know it 99%. I know that I was walking in there, I was in there, but it looked different because outside there is now all for kids and they built everything new out there. Yeah, that looked completely different back in the days. They rebuilt all, and also on the other side up there, that was all not here. So, but I remember that this place was here. There was nothing back there, but this was in. I cannot tell you if they built this place a little bit more there or if it was exactly that place, but I know it was that place because there were the big trees, so I can say it for 99%. And I have to cut in again because here also the floor is much more straight. You feel that immediately. It's such an old court. Maybe it is the same rubber than back in the days, that I cannot tell you, but very old, and it is straight, and the new ones are not straight. But you hear again, the sound is much more higher than the new ones. The new ones absorb it much more. Yeah, so let's get it on. So now we have it, the 10 courts from back in the days in the 90s, but now listen, but there were more courts, but not for the public, you know. There were school courts, private courts, which I also know they were existed, but you cannot enter as a normal person, you know. But these are the public courts from the early 90s. Now we have all 10. If you have photos or even a video, whatever, tell me, write it to me, send it to me, because I would love that, and I make a new video. So I have no pictures from that. All what I said now, I researched, that I'm very, very sure what I'm talking about. And now we have it, the history of Streetball Innsbruck in the early 90s, 1990 up to 1995. We end the show with the Wilson NCAA, the old replica ball. We see us again. Until then, bye and ciao.